So happy Monday. Nick Thompson, that's my name. Another week, another day, social distancing and under quarantine, in the bunker, and recording and broadcasting and playing you some music on behalf of WEMU and 89.1. I host the Sunday Best, Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. every week. We do really old-fashioned jazz and blues. Please tune in, and I hope you enjoy what I put together for you on Sundays. This is an opportunity to do stuff a little bit differently. And I decided, I wasn't sure what we were going to do this week, if I do this again this week. I did a series last week, all week of McCoy Tyner. I did some the week before we did Teddy Wilson, and we had some fun. And so this week I thought, well, maybe, has this run its course? Should we stop? And then I got the news late last night that John Prine is not doing well, in critical care right now with COVID-19, which is just devastating news. Hoping that there's a turnaround here, and that he's back with us performing again, because he was recently. I mean, he's in the middle of touring and putting out strong records. And Ann Arbor is really important, or I should say John Prine is really important to Ann Arbor. That was the right way to say it, right? Ann Arbor is really important to John Prine. John Prine's legacy is intertwined with Ann Arbor. He was the first performer and headliner at the original Ann Arbor Folk Festival way back when. And there is a really loving relationship between the town and the community, the broader area as well, and John Prine, the music he's written and recorded over the years. So I think that the news last night has certainly created some ripples in our immediate geography, and it gave me pause on a Sunday night. So anyway, I want to play a little John Prine for you today. I was thinking about this. I like to do stuff that's a little bit different typically. I like to not be too straightforward. And the quintessential John Prine record is his self-titled first recording, where he's sitting in front of a hay bale, and that has, the songs on there are as timeless as maybe any that have ever been written, a number of them. And boy, does he paint a vivid picture. But since we're all familiar with that record, I thought I'd just, going back to my own history and experience with John Prine, as a high schooler really getting into his music. And one of the albums that I quickly started identifying with and listening to and enjoying was his album, The Missing Years. And that's a good one. So I thought we'd do that a little bit today. It comes in like a cannon, doesn't it? So this is the opening track, picture show that I've got on in the background. Missing Years is an album, if you're not familiar with it. It's from the early 1990s on Oh Boy. And this was really a comeback record for John Prine. And the idea of The Missing Years, the title track, is really focusing on a song that is kind of a fun exercise in writing out the 18 undocumented years of Jesus's life in the middle of his life. But it's also kind of a double meaning, because it really is. It was John Prine's first album in a number of years, and many of the records he had put out preceding The Missing Years weren't that well received. He had some personal stuff going on, and they just weren't his strongest efforts. And he came back with this album, and it really reestablished him as an important voice in American music. And it's a great record. It's super fun, and it gives you what you want from John Prine, which is there is a cuteness to John Prine, and that is not a term that I want to be taken lightly, but there's something childish and innocent about his perspective on things, and it comes through strongly on this album, and it's an endearing quality, and not juvenile and childish innocence. I don't want that to be taken as meaning it's not sophisticated music, because that's not the case, but it's like Picasso, who tried to paint through the eyes of a child. Sometimes writing from that perspective of innocence and youth is a great way to communicate in a clear sense with the most number of people, and that's what John Prine was really good at. So we have picture show up because it's a good one, and I thought it was nice to have a little bit of music on while I worked through this. one of the ways to signify that this was a comeback and important for John Prine, this album, I mean, with a number of people that were interested in performing with him. He had Bruce Springsteen, who asked to be on the session and said, I'll play harmonica, I'll strum chords. If you want some backup vocals, I'll do that. And he ends up doing backup vocals on the album. Bonnie Raitt's on the record. Tom Petty does some work on the record as well. And Mike Campbell's the producer. He wrote one of the best songs on the album, Mike Campbell, from Tom Petty's band. And they actually looked around for producers and weren't quite sure which direction to go. And I think they chose a good one. Phil Everly, by the way, that's another name I wanted to throw, from the Everly Brothers. He's on the album too. So it's really a nice album of folks coming together behind somebody that they all respect, who had kind of been out of it for a while. But there's some beauty on this album, and I thought we'd go through a few of these. So Picture Show is a fun sort of, and that's the end of it there as it wraps up in the background. We'll let it roll right into the second cut on the CD, which is All the Best. This is actually a song about divorce. I'm gonna let this play a little. What a way with words he has.
I wish you love and happiness. I guess I wish you all the best. I wish you don't do like I do and never fall in love with someone like you. 'Cause if you feel just like I did, you probably walk around the block like a little kid. But kids don't know, they can only guess how hard it is to wish you happiness.
That's great, huh? A song about divorce. He says, I hope you don't do like I do and ever fall in love with someone like you, right? What a nice little kind of a jab. That's good.
It's like a Christmas card.
Now
you decorate a tree.
And in an interest of keeping this a little short, I'm not going to let these things just go and go. But I'd like to allow him to sing his third verse here after the one he's singing now, because that's the one that when I was younger I thought was poignant and profound, sad and devastating, and wonderful, just really wonderful. And again, he does a good job of giving an idea of Prine's command of the language.
So much love that I cannot hide.
This is the end of the second verse.
Yeah, I got so much love that I cannot hide. Say you drive a Chevy, say you drive a Ford. You say you drive around the town till you just get bored, and then you change your mind for something else to do, and your heart gets bored with your mind and it changes you. Well, it's a doggone shame.
That's it. You know, your heart gets bored with your mind and it changes you. Man, I'm telling you. And I love the image of you drive around the town till you just get bored. Actually, I was thinking about that with the quarantine. I've been doing some driving just for the sake of getting out and making sure that the world's still standing out there. And that's a very, I think, American idea of driving. Just driving for days, hours. I mean, I did that in reverse order. Hours, then day. If you're driving for days, you really got something in your craw that you're trying to work out. Let's move on to another one. We'll do. I'm not going to do "Sins of Mephisto," although that is a delightful song. I thought we'd do. Why don't we? Let's see. Maybe we could go to. It's a Big Old Goofy World. That's this one. This is another charming song. Maybe that was even a better way than when I said earlier, talking about the cuteness. Adorable would have been the wrong word, but charming.
Up in the morning,
There's a charm to John Prine.
work like a dog is better than sitting like a bump on a log. Mind all your manners, be quiet as a mouse. Someday you'll own a home that's as big as a house. I know a fella, he eats like a horse, knocks his old balls round the old golf course. You ought to see his wife, she's a cute little dish. She smokes like a chimney and drinks like a fish. There's a big old goofy man dancing with a big old goofy girl. Ooh, baby, it's a big old goofy world.
Just love it. Delightful, charming, and accessible, and oh, John, it's really nice to hear him. Hope you're liking John Prine so far. So I want to get to another one. So I'm going to fade this one down, and we'll move on to Great Rain, which is a great song. It's wonderful live. He's done this one on a lot of albums. This is a song co-written by Mike Campbell from Tom Petty's group, who's producing the album. You can hear a little bit of the Tom Petty style of that band, the Heartbreakers, in what they're doing here.
Great rain, I thought I heard you call my name. Great rain, I thought I heard you call my name. I was standing in the station, waving down an unmarked train.
This is a little bit different for the general sense of the album. This is much more of a bluesy, modern country ballad from John. But it's a good one, and it's been covered a number of times. This one gets me amped, you know. This is the one that like the rest of them, maybe you're listening to what he's saying, and this one you're just listening to that guitar lick with the volume up, shaking the windows, scaring the old folks. This might not be that scary to old folks, but it could be if you turn it up loud enough.
Jimmy bought the liquor, I bought the cups and ice.
Solid stuff. Okay, again, I know we should just play it. I wish I could do that. I got to be sensitive to the time here. We're already getting long in the tooth. Let's do another one. I don't know that we're gonna do Missing Years just for the sake of time and maybe giving you something that you can be excited about. This is a gorgeously written song, really beautiful. In fact, this is, hold on, let's just for a second here. This is You Got Gold. Okay, this is John again, obviously, I guess, and this is one of those songs where the lyrics come together so perfectly. It seems like a song that probably just wrote itself, even though maybe it was harder work than, he makes it look easy. But he rhymes blessing and delicatessen. That's pretty important right there. If you can do that, you're good at what you do. And the opening line, I'll let him sing it to you, but it's Is there ever enough space between us to keep us both honest and true? Why is it so hard just to sit in the yard and stare at the sky so blue? And by the way, that's for somebody who's like me, a little fidgeter, full of energy, can't ever sit still. You might mistake it for enthusiasm. It is hard to just sit in the yard and stare at the sky so blue. There's always something you should be doing. Anyway, I'll let John sing it to you. He's better at it than I am.
Is there ever enough space between us to keep us both honest and true? Why is it so hard just to sit in the yard and stare at the sky so blue? I got a new way of walking and a new way of talking, honey, when I'm around you. But it gives me the blues when I got some good news and you're not there to bring it to. Life is a blessing, it's a delicatessen of all the little favors you do. All wrapped up together, no matter the weather, baby, you always come through. It's a measure of treasure that gives me the pleasure of loving you the way I do. And you know I would gladly say I need your love badly and bring these little things to you. 'Cause you got gold, gold inside of you. You got gold, gold inside.
I'm going to let this one play out for you. I'll leave the title track to your own devices. Seek it out. Go listen to The Missing Years. That's a profound and poignant song. And John Prine, we wish you the best. We love you. We need more from you. You've given us a lot. We're greedy. We need more. I love you, John. Hang in there, man. Hope you enjoyed the music today. Nick Thompson hosted the Sunday Best on Sunday mornings. You can stream us, listen to us via the app or wemu.org. Thanks for being here. Hang in there. John Prine will make you feel better. Take it easy.
I'm knowing that I gotta be going. You know I hate to say so long. It gives me an ocean of mixed up emotion. I'll have to work it out in a song. Well, I'm leaving a lot for the little I got, but you know a lot of little will do. And if you give me your love, I'll let it shine up above and light my way back home to you. 'Cause you got gold, gold inside of you. You got gold, gold inside of you. Well, I got some.